Slacktail Squad, assemble.
Who wants to welcome us in? This is usually the Beeb Man show.
Hi.
Okay, so anyway.
Hi, welcome to the podcast, the Slaptail Squad. I'm the Rons. We have the Beeb Man.
No, we don't have the Beeb Man.
I was going to say it's Spirit. My gosh, are you going to correct me every 5 seconds?
I might.
Okay, and we've got the Tremonde, the daughter, and of course, the Swan.
That isn't a very welcoming intro. I was even going to introduce you better. I was going to introduce the most eloquent, well-spoken, well-dressed,
Then you know what?
influential black man, the Tremonde. And then we have the one and the only. And the socially awkward, fairly outgoing, but introverted, makes it funny, not on purpose, the Rons. Drinking his chocolate milk again, as usual. And then, as a guest, since we don't have the Beef Man here with us, as we discussed previously, and Ron clearly didn't pay attention, the lovely, cute, funny, funnier than her mama, Baby Swan, a.k.a. the daughter, and me, the Swan. I'm just the Swan, not funny. Trying my best. Trying not to fuck it up.
You know, I did listen to that part of the podcast. I was, and I think you're funny. I really do. I think
Thanks.
Everybody's funny.
Thanks. I do have my paper here, just in case Ron fucks it up. I do. I'll write down the time, just like the Beef Man does, so that we can correct his fuck-ups with chicken turkey noises.
You know, I do so much good.
Oh, and we can say fuck in front of the daughter.
You know, it goes back to you do so much good in the world, right? You save lives, you do great things, but you do that one screw up, no one is ever going to remember how much good you do.
Oh no!
How many lives have you saved, Rons?
Actually, quite a few.
Do you have any specific stories you want to tell?
Not really.
No.
No. I was at a blood drive this week, and that was pretty interesting. And I didn't think they were going to do blood. I didn't think Red Cross was going to do any type of blood drive with what's going on, but they were very strict on everything. For every interaction that you had to wear gloves and then dispose of those gloves. It was a lot of waste, in my opinion, but it was very necessary.
Keeping things safe is pretty necessary at these times. Masks, did they require everyone to wear masks?
Yes, they did. I wore a couple of masks, right?
Good.
I have a Batman mask, which my sister made, and I have a black mask because black masks matter.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. We're going to beat this horse to the death. The fiery death. Tremonde, what's new with you?
So the funniest mask that I've seen today, I was in Walmart.
I can barely hear him.
Louder, Tremonde.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me now. We can hear you now, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the funniest mask that I've seen as of yet, I was in Walmart and a older gentleman had a mask made out of a Crown Royal bag. It was absolutely hilarious.
That's pretty creative. Yep. You
Yeah.
can do anything with the Crown Royal.
Right. For growing up, it was always like a change pouch for my parents.
Right? A purse. I've seen a jacket made out of Crown Royal bags. That's
Are you saying your parents were alcoholics to have that much? To have that type of bag?
mean, I openly say my parents were alcoholics, but they didn't have they didn't have it. It was on someone else. But yes, the Crown Royal jacket. You got a guest?
I do.
You
I have
got a guest.
the daughter number 2.
The daughter number two. Oh, hi, daughter number 2. I thought you were supposed to go to bed. It's all good.
I thought so too. I'm sorry.
Oh, Tremonde.
Oh, he's the one, not me. Did you write that down?
I did write that down. The daughter, you mean?
The daughter.
Uh-huh.
The daughter. Have you ever had, or do you remember any like stories of like sneaking out of bed when you were all tucked in and?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You just went to bed easy? We had a whole bedtime routine. I have a funny story about that. We used to we called it Snuggie and Rock. Back when she was a little kid, we used to Snuggie and Rock. So we got our stories. She got like the set number of stories. I always tried to cap it at like 5, but I'd tell her like 3, and then she'd be like, just one more. And I'm like, all right, let's Snuggie and Rock. So I'm like, you want to Snuggie and Rock? So one day I'm like, let's Snuggie and Rock. And she goes, no, how about we Snuggie and have a Pop-Tart? I'm like, that sounds fun, but no, we're going to Snuggie and Rock and go to bed. Can I Snuggie and have some fruit snacks? Nope, it's Snuggie and Rock and go to bed. But no, she always went to bed pretty good.
I like how the daughter tried to up the ante every time.
She did. She was crafty from a young age. And this was like younger than 3. So
there you go, Tremonti. That's what you got to look forward to, that kind of craftiness, that kind of Wall Street bidding.
Right.
Well, the daughter can tell us how crafty Tremonti's daughter is already.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's hear this babysitting story.
So I was babysitting his daughter, and she was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And so I took her to the bathroom. I showed her where it was. She was old enough to sit on the toilet and go to the bathroom.
Number 2, mind you.
Number 2. And she called me in from when I was getting a drink of water, and she said,
daughter?
And she called me and said that she needed help wiping.
Hold on. Let me do something here in lieu of the Beeb Man not being here. Oh my God! What did you?
Say fuck. Yeah, I put that rant out. We should be able to rant whenever we want to. That's what the listeners are going to miss. The rants, the endless rants. So if anyone wants to go off on a rant and say fuck a lot, feel free. I want to hear it from the Tremonti, though.
I wasn't going to say that. Go ahead, Tremonti.
I think 2 things need to happen. I think we need to get a paper cutout of the Beef Man.
Yeah.
So we can have him present when he's not here.
No. That's not going to work. That's not going to work because the last paper cutout they had, they got rid of it. They brung us in. So you're on the way out when they got a paper cutout of you coming in. So I don't want a paper cutout.
And who would do the impression? Maybe the daughter? We'd give her open reign to swear and rant because I feel like she could do it.
I could do that.
What about Skylar? Skylar, usually the male has the voice of the parent, so I could see Skylar having
me.
That. Nope, Skylar's pretty
Skylar can't
passive.
sound like the Beef Man?
No, I mean, he probably could, but no, even Tremonti is shaking his head on that one. Nope, way more passive. I feel like the daughter has got the temper a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got the dirtiest look in the world.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, carry on with your story.
Anyway, she calls me in and she says, I need help wiping. I said, aren't you old enough to do that? She said, no, I really need help. So I wiped this little girl's butt after going poo. And then when she comes to get picked up, when
her dad came to pick her up.
He said that she's old enough to know how to wipe and has been for a little bit. So I basically got played by a 3-year-old. So that was a good time.
So we'll just call her butt wiper.
That works.
Butt wiper. Yep. Baby butt wiper. Yep. It's good practice.
Anyway. No, that's you see that all the time with kids. They just try to. The word shouldn't be used here, but it's manipulate the situation to their advantage. But they're kids. What are you going to do?
They're just testing the boundaries.
Right.
Yeah. And if daughter number 2 is friendships with the family of daughter number 1, that friendship is going to be tested a lot. So cool.
So you just ignore her long enough and she'll put herself to bed. That's the theory. Let's see how it works.
Oh, okay. Cool. So go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
I was going to say I was listening Anyway, when I was listening to the podcast, right, I was listening to part of it. When I was getting ready to post it, I had a couple of specific questions because the Beadman actually sent me a text about something, and I'll address him with that because I don't want to say it while we're podcasting until I know it's okay to say it. However, on the tech, right? I'm a tech savvy guy, but the way you guys made it sound was I couldn't get a rock in my hand and make it look like a rock. I'm very tech savvy, and what happened was when I'm in my basement, for some reason, I lose all network connection. I really do. So when I come out of the basement, for some reason, it decides to connect to the network when it wants to, and that's when I get the text through. And it torques me off so much because I will not get text. I mean, it's timestamped. When you said I sent that text at 5 o'clock or 5 whatever, and on my phone, it's timestamped at 6:30 something, right? And that's like 20 minutes before the podcast.
Right. Maybe your basement is like a black hole and you like travel through time while you're in there and shit. And you come out and it's like a different time.
Oh, really? You go in and it's one time, then you come out and it's another time?
Shut up, daughter.
Wow, that's how time works.
That is how time works.
I didn't know.
But maybe time stands still while he's down there.
That's not at all what you said.
I don't know.
Tremonti, what you're listening to is the daughter and the Swan go back and forth. Is this good training ground for you to prepare?
It is.
So anyway, as far as the Skype goes, my vehicle's set up to Bluetooth.
This is the Ron's tech-savvy things going on.
I don't think that's my mic.
I don't know.
Is it Tremonti's mic rubbing against his beard?
Ooh,
No.
He's not even moving.
I'm pretty far away from it.
No, it's
Like,
weird
I
because
just stick out my tongue to see if I can touch it from where I'm at with my tongue, and I can't.
That's an interesting theory.
Okay.
yeah. I
It's all
apologize.
dependent upon tongue length.
I am trying to be as clean as possible.
Giraffes have great tongues.
They
Just
do.
in case you want. Giraffes.
I had tried to be as clean as possible with little ones around, and apparently I'm the only one. However, back to what I was saying is with...
I'll say something creepy and weird about little ones, because I knew we were going to go.
I will not. Actually, so as far as the tech goes, I'll review that, but when you guys go, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about with the tech, or what he's doing with the tech. Yes, I do. I can't help if the tech doesn't want to cooperate with me. Right? Hold on, let me do the Beadman thing. Oh, so you don't know tech, or tech doesn't know you. Is that the excuse you're using? I don't get it. You do the website, you do the phone, you make fun of Black Lives Matter and Black Mask Matter. What's next? What are you going to do next? Insult my Latino heritage? No, Beadman, I'm not. Oh, well, that's a good thing. Yeah, so did I nail him?
Not a good beef man.
What's that?
At all. You're definitely not a good beef man.
Yeah, but did I nail the personality?
No.
No.
Go ahead, baby Swan.
No, I don't know
Let's
what to say.
Call Ron something. Go off on a tangent about how Ron fucked up.
No.
Ron fucked up again. He always fucks it up. I don't know. I'm just giving you the one for the road.
I see what you're saying. You're setting it off. But also, my phone is set up so I can Bluetooth wherever I need to go, so my hands are not on my phone.
Right.
So.
But you still can't drive and have a conversation.
Yes, you can.
No, not comfortably, not ethically, morally. Like when you crash your car, we don't talk to patients while they're driving because we're responsible for their fiery death if we do that.
What?
What
are you saying?
If I'm calling my patient and they're driving, I ask them to pull over because I don't want to be responsible for them dying while talking to me on the phone or be on the phone when they die talking on the phone while driving.
Are they on the phone? Are they talking on the phone?
Yeah, they're talking on the phone.
But what about Bluetooth? I mean, why is my car set up for Bluetooth to make and receive calls? Because I get calls all the time while I'm driving. You cannot just physically handle your phone and go keep it to your ear. I keep it on Bluetooth so I can speak out in the open and clearly, right?
So
I'm not
why
distracted.
is there a do not disturb I'm driving if people shouldn't be talking on their phones while driving? Even on Bluetooth. It's still a distraction.
It's a distraction when you listen to the radio and change the station.
I was just about to say that.
That is also a distraction.
It's a distraction when you go to a red light and you're the only one that's stopping, but everybody else is going, right?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
what?
He doesn't know where he was going with that one. But it's all
no, I do. I meant to say green light, right? Or whatever it is. But
no, I have no idea.
When I'm on the road, I get calls all the time, and that's why I wear a Bluetooth, right? And so I can answer, so I can, if there's an emergency, I can respond to it.
I guess there was an emergency, but not just to have a freaking driving conversation.
I would not talk if I were you because you talk on the phone constantly. It's literally the entire car ride. Oh my gosh, Annie Pam, oh my gosh, what happened? There's literally nothing to talk about.
Ugh. Okay, so that kind of leads us into our topic. Does anybody, before our topic, does anybody have any other funny or interesting things that happened to them recently?
Let's see. I finally went back to the dojo. It's open.
Because Ron is a martial artist. Folks.
I'm a martial artist.
We had to put that in there. We mentioned that about every podcast at least.
We do. We're using masks and no contact. It's pretty interesting so far to see how that transpires. I hope the dojo opens up even more. So it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I don't know how the booger picking children pick their nose with their masks on.
Ew.
Ew.
I'm sure they manage
You know they do. I've seen them.
Nasty.
So what do you teach if there's no contact? How do you teach?
Oh, well, I coach. I don't teach it. You have to have a special certificate. So, yeah, no. There is a fine line, and these two know who I'm talking about. There's a fine line when you say that. But
there's a hierarchy that you have to follow. So he's still a student. So as much teaching is more of correcting and influencing and coaching versus teaching. So yes, I agree with you, Ron's there.
Thank you. But you basically show them the motion to see if they can do it, right? And it's sort of like, how do you potty train your child? You show them how to do it and boom, right? And they catch on eventually. So there is this way of teaching. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a heavy class where we have a whole lot of kids back. We've got like 4 kids back, and they're all a little bit more advanced. So, you don't really have to repeat yourself. And we have a couple, I think last time we had a couple of adults or just one adult in the class. So the adult was called an orange belt. So that adult already knows what to do. So
you do a lot of forms or kata or motions, not contact punching and kicking types of things. So just more refining your forms.
And if we do contact, it's, you touch the cloth, right, of the person, I guess, right? So, it's not transmitted that way. And then you basically sanitize yourself, hand sanitizer, whatever. But a mask is always worn at all times, right? There isn't a time the mask doesn't come off unless you leave the floor and you're within, you're observing that 6 inch distance, right? That 6 foot distance. Now there is an exception to that rule, and that's if I'm practicing with my wife, right? Which means I can touch her all I need to. So
we don't want to hear about it. Yeah, you just grossed the daughter out.
Nasty.
Do those things at home, Ron.
Anyway.
And that also goes for what's called Kobudo or Okinawan weapons too. So, we're maintaining that distance there too. So, and once again, my training partner is my wife. So, if I have to adjust her, I can physically make contact with her and adjust her as needed. Right? I can have someone kick me if they need to, as long as they're kicking me with their foot and into me and making a contact on a cloth surface. There's no skin contact.
Okay.
Right.
So being as safe as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the one thing is, for a lot of people, Ron, move on. This is boring. Yes,
yeah. Yeah. So you can
But,
feel free to put in any Beefman comments you want, daughter, because we nominated you to go off on your tangent and rant, and I have given you free reign to say the F word if you want to for this podcast.
She's going to say it behind
She's
your
not
back
going to
anyway.
say it. She's not going to say it because she is respectful.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. That's
when I came over to the studio for a podcast, she came up out of her bedroom or hole, whatever, went into the kitchen, says, "Oh, hi." We had a little bit of banter. She goes in, gets a Lego, an Eggo, a waffle, whatever, microwaves it or whatever, puts like this mile-high whipped cream on it with a strawberry for nutrition, then turns around, eats it. So are you guys going to do your podcast? Well, no, she said something like, "Oh, you guys have already done your podcast?" Not yet. You're still talking and you haven't done your podcast? Yeah, just catching up, and then she finishes it and disappears again.
That sounds like the daughter.
Woke me up.
Oh,
Your
gee.
loud feet.
We woke her up. It was probably like noon.
No, you weren't there.
I'm just saying, it was probably like noon.
No, it was probably like, I don't know. When was it? Like 11, 10?
About, between 9 and 10 is when the B-man usually says it's got to drop the daughter off at school. It's got to do that because since I have an open schedule, I was able to work around everything. So, yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say to the daughter, how is this COVID affecting you?
I have no friends. Life is very boring, and the only way that I get out of the house is to go on a drive, to go paddleboarding, or to play sports.
And how is sports played these days?
We wear masks until we get far enough apart. We take temperatures and we ask questions to make sure we're all feeling good and use hand sanitizer.
So what kind of questions do they ask that you're feeling good? Like, do you feel okay? Do you have feelings you want to get in touch with us? Let's talk about that. Oh, I can see you're emotionally distraught that I scored on you. Let's get a therapist on you.
Right? No, well, there's no contact.
Yeah, there's no contact. So it's mostly just like conditioning. But they ask, for volleyball and basketball.
And what questions do they ask?
They ask, have you had a cough or sore throat or fever in the past 2 weeks or week?
Probably
2 weeks. And have you come in contact with anyone who has been positive for COVID in the past 2 weeks? So, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they check their temperature every practice.
Yeah.
So
I have a question in the Swan. You're in the medical field, of course.
Right.
With temperatures being in the 80s and 90s and close to the 100, wouldn't that affect the body when they come in outside to get their temperature checked?
No, your body regulates it. That's why we sweat. So, and they check it before their practice starts. But
sometimes after.
And sometimes after. But even with that, your body core temperature should not raise very much. That's why we sweat, to cool ourselves.
But for those who don't have the ability to sweat.
What?
Those people are rare. Pretty sure that's a rare condition. But, yeah. So.
Okay. Just, that was one of those questions I always had.
And temperature is just a guideline, and it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have COVID if you don't have a fever. So many people don't have a fever and have it. So just one of the things they check because some people do have a fever. So, and if you have a fever, regardless whether you have COVID or not, you should not be at sports practice.
Okay.
So if you're sick, moral of the story, stay the fuck at home.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
Tremonde, with a small one in your life, how do you cope with COVID and all this? I mean, I know when my son was a 3-year-old, I would go to the museums and the beaches and all that because I live not too far away from a lake. So we were able to get out, but any parent right now who's got a young one, they're stuck at home. How inventive are you with games and such?
The good thing with children at that age is they have an imagination. And all you have to do is just tap into that with them and allow them to take you wherever it is that they want to take you. And as long as you're on that experience with them, they don't mind, whatever it is that you're doing. So that plays a major part in how I've been able to cope and give her what it is that she needs, like she tells me, and I just have to follow the storyline.
So you play Fairy Princess and Grocery Store quite a lot, don't you?
Yes, and eat a lot of Play-Doh.
Yum.
She likes cops and robbers. She turned our gazebo into a jail.
Oh, really?
Me.
That was pretty creative. That's a very, she puts you in jail, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So she was the cop. Yep.
So
that's part of her evil plot right there.
Oh, great.
Put the babysitter in jail.
So, yeah, that's amazing. I mean, with one of the things that I've seen, I see a lot of people going crazy trying to, just be normal. And I don't, I'm one of them. It's like, I don't know how to be, how to deal with the confinement. It's driving me insane.
Drive.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see, things not to say. Don't say that. All right, cool. But no.
Shall we bridge into our topic for the day?
By all means. Yeah, let's do it.
So I kind of want to talk about, since we have a diverse group here, we have the
Don't be
Rons.
racist.
I'm not being racist.
Wait a minute.
Assume
Where the hell
that
did that come from? You know what? Let me step here, right? I was talking to someone who actually listens to the podcast, right? And I said, have you noticed how the Swan and the V-Man will take whatever I say and throw it out of context and do this thing? And the person listening to it says, yeah. And I said, give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. They go, my God, the V-Man, when he goes on a rant and he goes off on you and you're just doing this and whatever, I'm rolling on the floor laughing. And I'm like, I am not a racist. I am not homophobic. But the more I try to defend to say I'm not, the more people are going to go, oh, okay. And,
I wasn't even going to racist or whatever. I was just saying diverse. Yeah, right. But she was assuming that I was. I was going on the fact that we have a variety of ages here and a variety of people who use my topic. So my topic is social media, and we can take it on whatever kind of tangent we want, but I'm kind of wanting to know about how much it influences our lives and how much we use it and what do we use it for and anything we want to talk about social media, because the daughter, I think, uses it more than any of us. So, I mean, I use it for my job. I use it for fun, but I feel like each generation uses it more and more and more. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. So start out, carry on, begin.
My wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Exactly. And that makes you old, Rons. But I know that song too.
It doesn't make me old if I know that.
I do?
Yeah, you do.
It doesn't make me old that I know that.
Aren't you the oldest one here?
Harsh.
Wow,
that's
is this
racist.
how she treats her elders?
Ageist.
Hold on.
That's ageist.
Racist.
I've known you for a long time, the daughter.
Since I was like, what, 3?
4, 5? Yeah. Yep.
4?
4. I think she was 4. Yep.
You smell.
Thanks. I smell.
I would be nice to the Swan because I saw her nearly put my wife through a window. No, a mirror.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. But okay.
I do. Do you remember that? Back at the dojo, we'll say, we were all lined up in 2, right?
Because Ron's a martial artist again.
Because I'm a martial artist. And this is just before I had my black belt, right? And when you and I were training, right? And we were all doing a technique. and you were lined up with my wife, right?
Uh-huh.
And
who, let's just put it out there. I have maybe 8 to 10 inches on her easily.
She's 5 foot easy.
Yeah,
right?
And I am 5'9", so I got a whole head at least.
So yeah, you were picking on shorter people.
Yeah, picking on shorter people. She was a higher belt rank than I was, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, anyway, you did this motion called it was a big circle block where you push into them, right? Mm-hmm. And you sank, right? You actually did the technique quite well, to the point where it actually pushed Carrie right into the ground. Made her
do remember this.
Right, and we were all concerned about the mirror she almost rolled into.
Yeah, we didn't want to break the mirror. I do remember that now, but yeah, she probably flew back about 4 feet easily.
2 to 4 feet easily into the ground, right?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just like we were all in awe that the technique was done actually fantastic, but more so that, oh my God, someone's gonna hit the damn mirror and break it,
and we're gonna be killed if we break the mirror. Yeah.
Yep. You weren't even allowed to sit against the mirror.
So
if you broke it,
can't touch the mirror, can't put your fingers on the mirror, don't lean against the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, you
don't even look at it.
Exactly. Basically. I was gonna say that. Don't even look at the mirror.
Oh, you got it, yeah.
So social media, Tremonde. You don't use much social media. I know you gave up a lot of it. So how do you feel about that? Is it a good thing or a bad thing or?
You know, I enjoy capturing pictures. I love to capture moments and I love to capture experiences and
are you saying you stalk people and take pictures of them?
No, I don't.
That's what it sounds like to me. I'll tell you. Okay, anyway.
Is that because he's black?
Ron, that's racist.
Right.
I didn't mention that Tremonde was a person of color. I did not.
We've only mentioned it how many other podcasts we've done.
No, they have, not me. Okay, anyway.
I've noticed that I'm capturing moments for myself now and not so much for the world to share this experience and give me some type of accolades or applause of what I created, And so it is kind of taken away that idea of like needing to seek people's approval, because that's what I feel like a big part of social media is these days. How many friends can I get? How many likes can I get? How many comments can I have? And it
almost like an instant gratification thing.
Yes, very much so. However, I do see that there are some positive aspects with social media because it does keep people connected, But I think about like MySpace when it was a thing, and you had to like put in codes and stuff to like create backgrounds and be creative and how you wanted to identify yourself as far as your likings or what have you. And a big part of social media is the same thing. People have become like very creative with social media platforms and what they now do on social media,
I think it makes people so fake. Like, how many times do I need to see someone's biceps because they're working out at the gym? Or their vain selfies, like they took 75 pictures to get that perfect angle of them working out at the gym. How much time are you working out at the gym for if you took and posted that many selfies or videos of you doing a gym motion and making a collage of it to put on there so that everybody can see your workout? Does that give you some kind of gratification? Because I go work out in my basement and I'm cool. I don't need anybody to see me sweaty with a full face of makeup on.
Right.
Well, on that note though, as far as taking pictures, I mean, you're leaving a journal for your daughter, right? Daughter
Correct.
Number 2 is going to look at things in the future going, Dad, did daughter number 1 really wipe my butt? And
yes.
You're going to come back to the podcast and like, well, listen to this non-racist guy talk to you, right?
Oh, okay.
I hope that we don't have a picture of daughter number 1 wiping daughter number 2's butt, because that would just be nasty.
I don't think I have a picture of that. I don't think so.
But the thing is, you want to try and capture these moments in time,
I really did not want to capture that, actually.
No
She's
one
trying
does.
hard to forget that.
I'm really trying.
No one wants to capture that moment. However, when you're out and about with your daughter, or I'm out and about with my family, or the Swan and the daughter are together, there's that time where you want to post a picture so you can remember it. And it's like to your friends, like, hey, look at this great thing I'm doing, and I'm doing it with family, right? Would really wish you guys were here. Or, you see that perfect sunset and you're like, you just want to share it with everybody. But on the flip side, I understand that, you don't want to share it with anybody, right? It's kind of like if you want to be reclusive, all to yourself, you're taking pictures for posterity. I understand that too. I know that when I'm out and about, I see perfect shots, and you know what? I like to share them sometimes. I know my wife loves to brag about her garden, and she really wants to post that. If you've seen the garden that she's posted on her Facebook, it's one of those things where I want to, it's a bragging moment. So, I could see where social media has its purposes and for keeping in contact. I mean, as the daughter gets older, right, and she's going to hopefully never run into trouble, but if she does, she's got a couple of ways to get a hold of you. That's the way I also look at social media. If you can't get a hold of me through my email and certain other avenues, you're not really trying, right? And it's a backup in case, it's a fail-safe for me in case something goes down. That's the way I look at it.
I completely agree with, as I said, capturing moments of things that you're experiencing. And some of those things, I think they should be shared, because you never know what a post may do for someone else. Going along with what the Swan was saying is, at points it's always, or at some points it's staged, as it was said, getting the perfect angle on a picture, or something happens and then you're asking your kids, okay, redo it again, so then that way I can capture it. And the post is like it loses its like it being authentic and in that moment, and that's what, like, sometimes I see, and I often wonder, like why don't people post like really what happens in their house sometimes? Like, not everything is peaches and cream all the time,
Well, I don't think anybody wants to see the kid getting berated, or the old way it was getting a belt across their ass because they screwed up.
People do post that shit. That stuff goes viral too. So,
yeah.
I mean, is that a bad thing? That's a bad thing and a good thing. I mean, you're exposing someone getting abused by their parent, but at the same time,
what constitutes abuse versus discipline?
Blatantly beating your child? Didn't you? That one, I've seen that one just recently.
Beating your child. I did not say that. I did not say blatantly beating your child. Of course, if they screwed up bad enough, that might be a deterrent for them not to do it ever again.
And you can, because you'll be sitting in jail.
Well, and that's where I think a lot of people come in now. There's the old school of disciplining, and the new way, which is if you screwed up, you got that switch, that hand on your backside. And nowadays everybody's like, okay, little Johnny, what's wrong with you today? Let's talk about your feelings. Why did you burn down the school? And I'm like, really? Right? Let's not go there. We know the kid screwed up. Let's do that. Right?
Ron supports beating children. It's cool.
I do not support beating children.
That should be on a t-shirt.
That should be on a t-shirt?
Definitely.
But I can say,
slapped to the back of the head here. How much do you use social media then? Do you have a Twitter?
Yes, I do.
Ooh, I don't have a Twitter. Tremonde, do you have a Twitter?
I do.
Ooh.
I don't really visit it much, honestly.
I don't have a Twitter.
But I use it to follow certain shows I like.
Okay.
Like The Walking Dead. I'm a big fan of that. But that's not me. I don't think it is.
It's not me.
Are you sure you're not farting?
I swear.
She'd
own
would
it. Not hear it.
It would we would just
It's
die.
silent and deadly. I'm telling you.
You're telling me. But no, I use it to follow certain shows that I like. Right. I've got an old acquaintance on there that I think at one point was a brewmeister or brewmaster. He's a chef or was a chef, so I was following him for a while. So I use social media for what it's intended for, at least in my opinion. But if to follow certain events, that's how I know things are happening. Right. I don't know how other people do it.
So let's hear from the daughter. Let's hear about your social media. What do you have?
I watch TikTok.
TikTok.
Now, for those out there, what is TikTok?
It's like, do you remember what Vine was?
What is Vine?
See, we don't know these things. So,
like not 60 seconds. It's ranges from like 1 to maybe 60 seconds. It's videos of like just doing random things. Like you could be dancing, or you could be doing a comedy skit, or just talking, or like basically just vlogging your experiences, you know?
A makeup tutorial,
stuff like that.
A review of something.
Vlogging?
What is vlogging?
Vlogging. VLOG.
Yeah.
Like
explain
Vlad?
it.
What the heck?
Explain it. He doesn't know.
Like,
he's asking you. Explain it to him like he doesn't use technology, because we don't use these.
You don't know what vlogging
I do know what it
means.
is. I'm just
it's
acting like I don't.
Like if you were to take a video of your entire day and make it 60 seconds. Like that's kind of like a vlog. It like tells you what you're
diary.
doing. Yeah. Basically.
See, Tremonti, every time they banter back and forth, I see you smile because you know this is going to happen to you in your life. So this is like one of those training videos that you did.
You're welcome.
I just said that.
Okay, I said it too.
I understand what all those technology terminologies are. I really do. However, there are a lot of people that don't out there. So explain it to them.
And
That's
so how much time do you spend on TikTok, Vine, watching
Vine
memes?
does not exist anymore.
Okay, then. So no more Vine. Vine is closed down.
Been like that for like 5 years.
Don't know.
More than that.
Okay, so TikTok.
I'd say a good 13 hours of my day.
That's pathetic. Completely pathetic.
Okay, maybe less than that. Maybe like 8.
So
8 hours a day.
What are you watching on TikTok then?
I don't know. I just scroll through. Comedy, dancing, singing.
So, like, what have you learned from this?
I've learned that there could be a crazy murderer in my attic, and that I should just be aware of my surroundings, you know?
So you're trying to say that this is teaching you life skills?
Yes, it is definitely teaching you life skills.
and so like that brings me to like one of my thoughts with what social media has become today. There's this vlogging, which is kind of said like a video journaling of your life. Have we really moved away from journaling with pen and paper?
No, I still I write, but like it's nice to
go ahead.
I don't know, it's nice to like hear other people's experiences, you know?
Yeah. So if we could talk about you for a moment, daughter, do you find let me first ask, do you post on social media like TikTok and things like that?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. Like just like comedy, I guess.
Gotcha.
Like mostly stuff about Skylar. But
so you tend to keep journaling, pen and paper, more personal and private for yourself, and what you share with others is very selective, correct?
yes.
Gotcha. I wonder if people find like things like TikTok and posting videos or vlogging like to be mentally healthy.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a YouTube kind of situation, like for the vlogging. Like instead of having to go through this 5-minute video, you can say what you have to say in like 60 seconds and it can go viral or whatever you want it to do. And people can just hear it for 60 seconds instead of having to go on your YouTube channel and subscribe to you and do all this stuff. They can just swipe and like instead.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think all these people are real or are they fake? Like, is this their real life or is this an act?
What do you mean an act? I know people that are like, it's like their real life. Like the Hype House and whatever. Like they're a bunch of kids living together and just from TikTok just hanging out. Why do you keep writing that time? It's the time right there.
Oh.
That's the time we're on the call.
Oh, whatever. I don't know.
Have you been writing down the same time over and over?
No. There's 2 times. Apparently, I'm right. Never mind. It'll still work out just fine. I'm writing it down.
He won't know which time.
Okay, you just add a minute to it. It's all good. I got this.
No, it'd be subtracting a minute.
Whatever. Add, subtract, details. Somewhere in this general area.
Can't wait until your daughter grows up, can ya?
I'm gonna punch you in the
this
mouth.
is great. This is your medical degree coming into place, right? So when did you start feeling these pains? A minute from now, a minute from then.
Right, exactly. Thereabouts, yeah.
Thereabouts, yeah. As far as social media goes, I think that it's the next evolution of journalism. Unfortunately, there's a lot to be lost. Back to what Tremonti was asking, is one, the ability to write, right? The ability to learn how to spell. When everything is automatically there for you, you learn that concept of right and wrong and sentence structure. The ability to write in cursive, right? Which was something that every kid had to do in school. Now we're going back to, and there's some memes out there that we're going back to a hieroglyphic stage of what we say and what we mean. And in 20, 30 years from now, maybe another generation, that will probably be the norm, that another language will evolve from that to the point where will we have to relearn the language that we're speaking now. So I think we're losing the ability to write on pen and paper and the ability to write properly sentence structures, as well as the ability to learn how to spell words and use them properly, right? And I know I've got a friend out there who, and we've got several friends like this that go, when you go, how are you doing? What's out there? And you start typing in the word there. Now, there are 3 ways to spell that. And if you use the proper one while speaking, what's out there, right? Everybody gets it. When you go, they're doing okay, you're referring to a group of people, or they're, or they are, right? They get that. However, when you go to spell that in that and you go, oh my Lord, I understand what you said, but you spelled it wrong, right?
So you're saying social media is dumbing us down?
In a sense, it is.
I understand your point, but
that's all that matters. You don't need to say anything else.
Okay, no. But I believe I am a very smart person, and I am one of those people who corrects people when I'm talking to them, like or texting them, and I use the right theirs, and I use the right whatever I'm trying to say. I'm very good with writing and sentence structuring. So I don't believe that it's dumbing me down, because I believe that sometimes it actually helps me write.
I understand that. It's not going to affect everybody. It's probably already affected you, though, because you already think you're smart.
Of course I'm smart.
She's had that vanity
I've had that
since birth.
Yeah, I'm a smart child. Like, I'm just saying.
Her head's not very big at all.
Not at all.
Inflated. Some good self-esteem.
I have to have some confidence. I'm confident in my intelligence.
So what about, I don't think any of us in this room or your rooms or on this, whatever we're calling this, podcast, used any of these or have used any of these. Well, maybe some of us have. Social media for like dating apps, or social media to meet people for whatever purposes, to make friends. Oh, well, the daughter may have. You have people that you make friends with on social media.
I mean, I guess.
Is this a good thing? Is this a good way to meet friends? Do you think these people are real, or is it a fake persona? Or so if you have any input on that.
I've met people that are like now my actual friends on social media.
And how did we meet them? Like how because they're on a friend of a friend, or what?
Yeah, like friends of friends and stuff like that.
Friend?
Like Tinder.
What? No.
No, you're nasty.
You're nasty.
You asked the question, right?
The daughter is not old enough to be on Tinder.
I don't think I would ever go on Tinder anyway.
Why not?
These guys are weird. I ain't meeting up with no freak in the middle of their car. No, thank you. No.
How does she know that they're meeting up in the middle of the
car? Middle of a parking lot.
How do you know this?
Social media. Hello.
Have you? Okay. Also, this is how TikTok helps me, because there's like the people that'll be on TikTok and they're like there to inform you. I watched a video not too long ago, and it was like informing all girls, or maybe even some guys. I don't know if you're gay or not, but no hate. I love you. I'm just putting this out there.
You got nothing against gays, right?
Correct.
You better.
I better have something against a gay.
No, you better not. Oh, great. Yeah, here we go again.
Anyway. So, I saw a video, and it was this lady informing everybody that there were guys, like laying underneath like cars and slashing people's ankles and their like Achilles heels and stuff like that to try and
really
get
happen?
them. Yes, people are crazy.
Where did this happen?
I don't know. It's just happening. Like, to try and get them to, like, have no way to, like, get help, you know? Because, like, if someone slashes your Achilles, you're down.
You know, the thing is, that's the other thing is, you know, social media instills freaking paranoia on a big level, right?
Sometimes paranoia is a good thing. It keeps you, like, up alert, you know?
I can agree with that to a point, but at some point it stifles you to the point where everything in the world is going to kill you.
It can.
So social media causes anxiety.
It does.
Everyone has anxiety.
It does.
Does social media make us less likely to cope with that anxiety, or all of our use of technology?
I don't know. I feel like I'm doing pretty well.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if I didn't know that, like, I don't think I would be, like, worrying about someone being under my car. Like, if I was older and someone was under my car and I didn't, like, check, you know? Like, I wouldn't have that thought going in my head, which can be, I guess, a good thing. But then again, it could be a bad thing because I'm not worried about it happening. I talk to.
So then that makes me like wonder, because I have seen things like that, and some of those situations have become like very true incidents that occurred. They were posted on or broadcasted like on your news stations and things like that. And I wonder if like younger generations will look at social media platforms as like their news outlet and not necessarily
it is kind of
something that could be more creditable. Or do you consider all social media platforms to be creditable?
Here's the other thing, right, to what the daughter said on that. But here's the thing. It's called fact checking. So I typed it in, believe it or not, and slash under the car. Do thieves, or people for that matter, because you can twist the story around, hide under people's cars to slash their ankles? And the claim was thieves lie in wait under victims' cars, then render their victims helpless by slashing their ankles. Back to what the daughter said. Same scenario, just a little modified, right, with the people.
Okay.
And it is false, right?
What?
It is false, right? And if you go to Snopes.com or you fact check it, right? You fact check it. You can dispel that. Now, to say that it does not happen would probably be totally wrong, because now that we've said it could happen, there is some moron out there who will possibly make it happen because you've planted the idea somewhere in their head.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that I will be the victim, that I will be the cause of someone having to be a victim. Thank you for that.
Well, when you go around spreading this stuff, right?
I'm just saying, it could have happened. Someone told me on TikTok, I'm going to believe them until I think it's wrong.
Yeah, but it never happened.
But it could have.
Right.
So with that, you think everything on TikTok is true? Like,
No,
I
I did not
saw
say
a
that.
purple unicorn flying yesterday.
No, that's not what I mean.
On TikTok.
I'm saying that people are crazy. I already know this information. People are psychotic. So for me to believe that that could happen, that is a fair point. I can believe that because I feel like that could be something that happened. People hit people over the head and put them in their trunk just to rape and kill them.
Right.
What the hell are you? What side are you going to online?
I mean, come on. This is
real life.
Stuff. People
I understand that, and I'm not saying that the daughter should live in this perfect world bubble, but at some point, you have to not look for the bad shit in life.
Well, no,
because it's gonna happen.
But you still need to be aware of your surroundings.
I'm not
like, hey, dumbass, don't go running on a trail in the dark by yourself. I mean,
like we were talking about that in the car
happen.
The other day because we were going to like volleyball or something like that, and Mom said that Swan, Mom, I don't care, said that she was gonna go on a run and that she might go to the trail that was near where we were going. But then she was all like, oh, I'm not going to go alone. And I'm also not going to go when there's tons of people there because anything can happen, which is true. Anything can happen.
It does. I agree with that. There's that ounce of paranoia or precaution. I understand that. I really do. When I ran on some of the trails, you would hear about stupid people out on the trails. It does happen. Right.
Are they being stupid though? No, they're maybe just being not as cautious and aware of their surroundings as they should be. But I should be allowed to go run wherever the fuck I want to go run. But I'm not a dumbass. I'm not going to go out on a trail that I'm 2 miles into where people can't see me and what if someone else is out there just hanging out waiting to drag you into a bush or something? I mean, you're going to have a hell of a fucking fight on your hands to get me dragged into a bush. But
you're a pretty good fighter.
But again, if they hit you in a blind spot and they could totally knock you out, there you go. You're done.
You better take me out with one punch or fucking shoot me in my head first. But
that's why I eat
exactly.
Donuts. That's why I eat donuts.
And don't run.
Don't run.
But I think about that and no, be aware of your surroundings. So run where you can be in traffic. Or you're not in traffic, but
run in traffic.
Run in traffic.
Definitely run in traffic.
Definitely against traffic. Go against traffic. But anyway. But no, be aware of your surroundings and don't put yourself in that situation. That's basically what she's saying there, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I like to just be aware of things that are happening around the world. Even if that was fake, at least I know that there could be some psychotic person who thinks that is okay. And is just waiting to do it.
I mean, yeah, but what do you think is real? What isn't real? It's sort of like if you're watching stuff around the world. I mean, my God, I was watching stuff out of Japan and I freaked out because Godzilla had attacked Tokyo and I could not warn people from Tokyo that Godzilla was attacking fast enough only to find out that it wasn't real.
So
right?
the Rons is screaming at the television, but I mean, we all do that.
No, I was on social media, right?
Okay.
But how do you tell people that, hey, Godzilla's attacking? Then you realize it's not real, but it was on the internet. So
everything on the internet is real.
Everything on the internet is not real, but I like to know that some of it, to an extent, can be, and it's just warning me to know that some people are actually thinking about it and paranoid about some other stuff. Because maybe to an extent that was true. It didn't have to be slashing their ankles. It could have been
hiding in the back
hiding
seat.
in their back seat. Yeah, hiding somewhere. Or all those crazy Uber driver stories where people get killed,
You will have to at least at some point forward me these stories so I can keep up with that. So I would like to know.
Or you could just download TikTok.
Well, yeah, I guess I could, but then again, once again, how much information on that side note are you giving out to these people if you want to maintain your privacy?
What do you mean by that?
Well, as you get older, right? Do you want everybody knowing, back to what Tremonti said, do you want everybody knowing where you're going to be at all times?
No, definitely not. I don't like give out my location.
You don't have to, right?
What do you mean?
Well, if you're smart enough, you will not be in a location that has identifying marks on it, right?
So if you're posting pictures and you have a picture of
okay.
beach number Y that's in this city, in this state, they know where
Beach
you
number, well, yeah, and when you're at beach number Y, remember, that's your education speaking.
I know, exactly. That's why I said it.
So, you know, and
Go
the other
fuck
thing,
yourself, Ron.
oh,
From the
fair.
beef man.
the beef man, the beef man, you know, but, you know, also when people post pictures or like, and they don't want to reveal where they're at, right? There are certain telltale signs where they could be at, right? The other thing is on that, and I'm going to flip on you here on the security thing, though. You don't want to tell people you're out because when you're not home, they now can break into your house possibly.
I was going to
eat
go
all
off
your
on that
cookies.
too. Like, who posts on their fucking Facebook? Everybody heading to, like, at the airport, flying to Texas. Hey, dude, come and steal my shit. So why would you post that, right? Or vacation pictures. Like, if you're going to post them, wait till you're back at home and then say, had a fun time at blah, blah, blah with my family and friends.
Yeah.
But don't post it while you're there because crazy ass people, like I had this happen with me and my friend one time at the beach.
because there are crazy people.
Because there are crazy people who, she was going through a divorce. We went to the beach. She posted a picture of herself at the beach and crazy fucking psycho showed up at the beach.
Well,
like, that's
was that
crazy.
was that her ex or?
Yeah.
Well,
Or-
see,
yep,
that's a different scenario, though. But you're right. That's a little bit more. You know, that's a little different than that. She was going through a divorce. We're not talking a stalker. We're talking an
Oh,
ex-husband.
but there
No,
are
he
those
was a
people
stalker.
too. Yeah, whether he's a ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or just a plain old freaking stalker, people do that stuff. Like I've had, not that they're psycho, but patients send me messages and my stuff is all blocked. You have to know my email to freaking find me on Facebook. So I don't even use that anymore. I had it all set. You can't, no friends of friends, no whatever. You have it blocked private. I don't even, nope. I don't want to be your friend on Facebook. I don't, no.
Well, you know, Tremonti, do you think the world is like that? Kind of very unsafe and unforgiving?
Yes.
I didn't know Tremonti could speak through you, the daughter.
I can definitely speak for him. Definitely.
Okay. Well, if he has to use the bathroom, I know what you're wiping.
Not his butt. Wow, thank you.
You know,
Oh boy.
You know, it's like it only takes something happening one time for the chances for it to happen again to increase. And it's sad that we've gotten to the point in the world where people can't just go walking comfortably, you know, with who they choose, when they choose, how they choose. And my thing is like I wonder, will we ever get back to a place where those things can happen again? You know, and I feel that we've become like so far removed from people, and I think like this pandemic has kind of shifted us back towards that with how people are connecting with family and rekindling relationships and finding other ways to have interactions with people, and it's being removed from still being used through cellular devices like FaceTime and things like that. However, it seemed like it's now being utilized in a more healthy way, in some aspects. But
yeah, I can see that. I mean, if anything, the social media, what you're saying is it's actually brought us together in some senses that where people are distancing themselves, but it's still a way to connect. But there's that social interaction as humans that we all miss, right? Now, when I was using doing this podcast with the B-Man in the studio, I could see his face. There was no glitches, whatever, right? And so I could read the room basically, right? So I could tell you when he was about to go off, or
You could
when you
feel
could push
the
a button.
dumbass coming before him calling you a dumbass and going off on a rant before it happened.
Or just saying, listen, right? I don't agree with what you said about the Swan, about that particular moment, and watching him just kind of blow up like, you don't know the Swan. I'm like, I think I know the Swan well enough to know, right? Or, it's like not knowing that. And I noticed that that social interaction, right? Like the first meeting we had without you, which was, we really needed you there, but we were over at the B-Man. We set things up, and we had the Woodman, we had everybody there, and it was the ultimate podcast introduction. It was so hilarious. It was.
And Tremonde was not here. That's who you're referring to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned that, but thank you for telling me that I forgot.
No, you said you, so we didn't know what we were referring to. So we were just making, so.
I kind of feel like I got to fill in for the B-Man here to just go off.
Go for it. Let's hear your rant.
I want to hear this.
But, with.
Get angry, Ron.
Yeah, get angry. No.
Do it.
No, but with the B-Man, with everybody there, it brought us all together. However, back with what's going on is with the social distancing and that paranoia that, the daughter mentioned that comes in. People freak out at a moment's notice, and it drives everybody apart. And I would like to see the day where I actually get to meet you, because I don't know if this is just not you at all. Right? I've never met you, Tremonde. Yeah, it could be a disguise. I've seen the picture.
It's a filter.
It's a filter, right? I've done the website, and I've done the picture, and I'm like, is this really Tremonde? And I typed in your name, and believe it or not, if you think you're private out there, you're not. I could type in your real name, and I could find you, and that's how I found you.
Oh yeah.
You did the car karaoke, and you did the dancing.
He did car karaoke?
He does. Did you not know that?
I want to see this.
Type it in
later.
What? She doesn't have her phone with her?
No. We don't want interruptions. And interruptions. We're taking a break from social media on social media.
You want to explain to me how that works?
Well, normally the daughter has her phone and she's watching TikTok while playing The Office on Hulu or Netflix or whatever the fuck it's on, while playing Flappy Bird on her phone.
Or Animal Crossing.
So normally we got about 4 or 5 technologies and social media platforms going at one time. So we're down to 1 right now. So I feel like we're doing pretty good.
I wouldn't be talking. You have a ton of stuff that you do. Don't say it's for work, because I know it's not work.
I'm an adult.
I'm going to put my finger in your mouth.
I will bite you.
This is how you get them to interact. Go ahead, Tremonde. Right. I'm sorry.
Going back to something that the Swan said earlier, and I think it was like, can you establish honest and healthy friendships with people on social media? And I honestly think that you can. One of my best friends I met on social media. I saw him make a video on YouTube and sent a random message to him on Facebook, just complimenting his singing. This was in 2006, and to this day, he is still one of my best friends.
Exactly. Ricky Dillard, right?
Pardon?
Ricky Dillard?
No.
Okay.
Not Ricky Dillard.
Okay.
So have you met this person in real life?
Yes.
Since 2006, mother.
Well, I have someone that I've been friends with that lives in New Mexico that I've never met.
Exactly.
That I've known.
How'd you meet them?
On social media.
Exactly.
But they don't have part of my life.
I'll be right back. My battery's about to die.
Okay.
I like this, and it's sort of like a boxing announcement. And in this corner, the Swan, and in this corner, the daughter. But yeah, I think that you can make friends on social media. How well, I don't know, but if you and Tremonde have done that, that's even better.
Well, and I don't necessarily call them a friend. They're still they're a social media acquaintance, I guess.
Yeah, more of an acquaintance, I would agree.
Like a pen pal
And
back in the day.
What's it called? IBF.
I don't know.
IBF. What's that?
Internet best friends.
Oh, go the Rons. He knows his technology term.
I do.
At least you did one thing technical today.
I've done a lot more than you think.
Correct.
Yeah, you got rid of the feedback.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you that one for now.
I honestly, I don't think it was the feedback on my part. I actually think it was.
Well, it stopped since you hung up and called back. So, what? By process of elimination, we're blaming it on you.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Yeah. They didn't see you remove your earsets and.
That was a little bit after.
That was
okay.
It was like
whatever.
5 minutes
it's
after.
gang up on the Rons.
I like this game.
Yeah. So, I should ask this, are you ever going to come back to the dojo, the daughter?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Brutally honest, but
I mean, if I was to go back to any dojo, it would be the last one that I was at.
No problem.
No problem. Yeah, no offense to you guys, but I just like that style better.
Everybody likes what they like. Just because we're better than you, that's okay.
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 Don't disrespect your elders.
Oh,
he is way up there, yeah.
Actually, yeah, I am the oldest in the room.
I knew it.
We already established that.
Yeah.
Weren't you listening? Or maybe you forgot because of your dementia.
Oh, that was a good one. Nice job.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding. Right. Gang the youth.
So you're going to my state. Yes, I have him so he came out and worked at Shamik for several years. So, but then you do see things on the TV show like Catfish where someone has been talking to this person for years and they've never had any type of contact with them other than verbally hearing them on the phone, like no FaceTime, no video chats and things like that. And I'm like, how were you communicating with this person for so long and you never talked to them other than talking on the phone?
Did you watch that show on Netflix? Is that where you're coming from?
Which one is that?
I think it was The Circle or something like that, where they all there were certain catfishes and they all talked to each other via an app or whatever, and they were put in this apartment.
Yeah. So I haven't seen that.
Real quick, what is catfish?
It's where you pretend to be someone you're not.
Oh, okay.
So I could be a 40-year-old man trying to get a 20-year-old girl and portraying myself that I am a 19-year-old successful man, showing pictures and trying to woo this girl, but I'm completely not what I'm saying I am. And usually they prey upon people, from my experience, that have lower self-esteem, just from watching stuff like that.
Oh, I was
not experienced personally, but just from seeing it, they make this whole persona of who they are and usually end up trying to take them for money or some type of and it's completely not the person that it is. And it can go on for years. It's just a big giant scam. Oh, I'm in the military and I can't see you now. And my grandma died and I can't see you now, but I could really use $50. So just wire it to my PayPal account. Come on. And people fall for that.
Very true.
I don't think Tremonde would ever fall for it.
No. Well, I don't think Tremonde would ever fall for it either. And I would never fall for it because I would be like, yeah, right. That's
You're
bullshit.
funny.
You're funny. Why don't you send me some money?
Oh, thank you.
But no. But people do that, and it's sad for the people that come into those scams and fall in love with somebody that's completely fake. And how can you really know somebody like that?
So what show were you watching, Tremonde?
So there was a show that aired on MTV for several years called Catfish. And then the daughter just said that there's a show on Netflix.
I think it's called The Circle.
The Circle?
I think. Yeah.
So same premise, right? They go on, they give photos or even like phone calls or things like that, and they turn out to be not this anything what the person is expecting.
Okay.
And so this is possibly one of the negative effects of social media, because when you start engaging in conversation with them about how this relationship come to be, it usually involves some type of social media platform, and then that's how they have started whatever it is that they have started, as opposed to several years ago, if a guy wanted to date a young lady or take her out on a date, he showed up at her house and met her parents and things like that before anything happened. And some things have just changed where we've kind of got like removed from some of those practices. And not saying that we need to continue all of them, but I wonder why did we just stop doing some of the things that we
like the old-fashioned fall in love things. Like, I'll take that. Thank you.
Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned.
Romantic
like
comedies.
I'm not even kidding. I have a story. So we were at a basketball game with my other side of the family.
I love how she goes,
I'm not done yet, the Rons.
Yeah, but the way she talks about back in the day when I was younger.
This was recently.
This was like not even a year ago. But anyway, so we were at the basketball game, and it's my cousin's grandparents. So not my grandparents, their grandparents. So they were getting food, like concessions, and one of the things that they got, or the first thing, oh, who's got feedback?
I don't know. Oh, can you hear us?
See, it's not us.
See, it's the Rons, because it goes away when you go away.
Yeah.
All right, then I will have to check out the equipment that I'm using.
Okay, so anyways, restart your story.
So we were at the basketball game, and they were going to get concessions, and the grandpa got a pretzel, and so he let the grandma take the first bite, and then he saved the last bite for her. I found that very cute. And then they got a hot dog, which had ketchup and mustard, and he gave her the first bite, and then they shared a little bit and gave her the last bite, and then she had a napkin, he had mustard on his face, and she wiped it off. And
that's when the daughter lost it.
And that's when I
started
cried.
And we're like,
I literally
cried.
cried.
Like, oh, it's so cute.
It's so cute. Like, I want a relationship like that. Like, if you open the door for me on the first date, I will literally bawl my eyes out. I'm not even joking right now. Like, I want the cute little relationship thing, you know? Like a huge promposal, everything.
Promposal. Like, oh, good
Lord. What's a promposal?
It's where you ask someone to prom in like a really like grand way.
Like they're in handcuffs being led away, and they go.
That's your twisted fantasy. No.
Ew.
It is not my twisted fantasy.
Well, no, it could be like that. Like, oh, you got arrested for something, but really it's like, oh my gosh, will you go to prom with me? I would cry.
That restraining order that the daughter will have against the person is just, kind of like, it just means she really does like me that much more.
An elaborate promposal. No,
it's not that. But like, there could be like something where like, I don't know, I saw this in a show, and they had cheerleaders like giving TikTok? Each other rose. No, it was not a TikTok. They had the person walk down, and they handed each other roses, and then at the end there was a banner like saying, "Will you go to prom with me?" Like, that's a promposal. That's amazing. You know?
Is that so? Has social media made the dating scene a little bit easier or harder then?
Well, she's not old enough to date.
I am old enough to date, actually.
Says who?
The Beeve man.
Interesting.
As long as he meets the child. The child.
The child. The child. And as long as what do you expect from your date then?
I want adventures. I want a best friend.
So, what type of
adventures? Date your
adventures?
mom.
Leave me alone.
So, are we talking like, will this person check under cars for mysterious slashers?
I'd be okay with that, yeah. Let them get slashed first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give you a chance to run away.
Chivalry is not dead.
But like, I would take adventures, like we go hiking, or we could
Alone
sit
in
on
the
the
woods
couch
like every
and
other horror movie.
Well, they wouldn't be alone if they were together, ding dong.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Have you seen any of the horror movies where a couple goes out to the woods?
I'd be running fast. They can catch him, but I'm gonna be peace out, guys.
So the relationship is very one-sided. I can replace you, is what it sounds like.
I am the pants in the relationship, so I can replace you whenever I want to. I can kick you out of my life.
There you go.
That is the thing in the relationship. Definitely.
Like,
So, yeah. So, Tremonde, what do you think about relationships and social media?
I definitely think that some healthy and honest relationships have been formed on social media and have stood strong. And I believe that there have been some, that have not turned out so great. I believe with the world that we're living in now, that's the same as kind of meeting someone the old-fashioned way in a coffee shop. You don't know who's going to be sitting across the table from you.
Okay.
You don't always know who's going to be on the other side of a phone. And unfortunately, it's like the only way that you can learn about somebody is to sit and engage in some type of interaction with them, and you just have to use your judgment to determine if this is, and you go at your gut of if this is someone you should continue to pursue or interact with, or if you should not.
But then there could be the people who catfish you in real life too. Like
Right.
they can.
That's what he's kind of saying,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
They can
So,
build
yeah.
up a different persona, and
So,
go
moral
from
of the
there.
story: people can be fake online.
Don't trust anybody.
On social
Don't
media.
trust anybody.
Well, that
Go
shouldn't
with
be
your
the
gut feeling.
yeah.
Not even the
Gut feeling.
3-year-old that says, I need help in the bathroom. Don't trust
Oh.
anybody.
When that girl gets older, she's gonna get a whooping in the face.
Whooping. Wow, that is just wrong.
I'm just saying.
She's never gonna live that one down till
No.
they're like 20 or. Remember
So-
when you made me wipe your butt?
Yeah.
So does social media then help the mental status of people? I look on YouTube, right? And there's a lot of self-help, right? A lot of people with anxieties, a lot of mental places, dark places that they go, and they reach out to somebody. Now, back in the old days, before social media, you had no one to talk to. You had no one to reach out to, right? You just dealt with it, or the tragic things happen. Now that we have social media, do you think that kind of helps dealing with mental issues out there?
I think it can go both ways. Like, it can help
Yeah.
people, but it can also be very detrimental to people when they go down. Like, you get on there and you're looking at stuff and you're on there for like an hour going through the same thing, getting madder and madder when you're looking at certain posts. So I feel like it can help, but also be really bad.
What was that? You guys are both looking up off to the side.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost or
Yeah.
the Beeve Man. Yeah, the Beeve Man just joined us for a brief second.
Hey,
I
Hey,
think the swan just drooled on me.
I might have spit a little. I might have.
the bead
So-
man walked in and she starts drooling.
yeah, that's what I got from it.
Ew.
The daughter's gonna throw up.
That's
So,
Look at her
you
face.
know,
She's about to cry right now.
so is that the kind of romantic?
See, this is what you want.
Yeah. Is that
No,
the
that's
kind of
not what
romantic
I
one?
want.
Whereas the guy walks in and he starts to drool.
Hubba. No.
No. She's like, no.
No, thank you.
It's definitely hot in here. Oh, gross. She's getting grossed out even more.
But also on that note, if you're severely depressed and you're looking up depressing things, you need to step away from the social media too, and that's where that comes in. But I see a lot of people sometimes they don't. when I'm on and I look at some of the depressing more stuff like that, I know I have to pull myself away, right? And if I don't, it kind of grows as an anxiety and just weighs you down. So I understand where you're coming from. I really do. But also, the one thing is, I think there's a lack of help out there as far as free help goes, right? Some mental sites, some sites like that require you to have hey, if you require a therapist, you need to pay. So, but you can't go on TikTok and go, well, here's your 60 seconds of feeling good. Just don't stand next to a parked car.
That's fair. But okay, I see that. But then again, when I'm sad, I either go on TikTok to laugh or I go on TikTok to cry. Because sometimes letting out a good cry is a good thing. But then I feel like if I cry and then I look on TikTok again and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so funny. I feel so much better because I got out all the negativity and now I have positive vibes putting back in.
So what do you cry about on TikTok? The port camera angles or anything like that?
No, if I'm just generally sad. And then I'll hear like a sad music again and then like I'll be like, okay, we can cry now. It's okay.
What sad song makes you cry? The funeral march?
What the heck is that?
There's a funeral march at my funeral. It's going to be something like Cardi B rapping.
You're not going to hear it. You're gone anyway.
I'm going to hear it. I want people to be having fun at my funeral.
Do you want Tremonde to sing at your funeral?
Tremonde, if you can rap Cardi B at my funeral, that would be amazing. Thank you. Yeah?
Why do you think he can rap Cardi B?
Because I can rap Cardi B, and I'm Latina.
Oh. And you're brown? Because you're brown?
I'm brown. Thank you.
Once again, I am not...
Don't be racist, Ron.
I'm not racist. I am not racist.
Because he knows black people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, geez.
Just like mom is friends with gays, so she's great. I don't think.
Why do you call them gays?
Gays? Because they're gay or lesbian or trans or bi or pan or whatever you choose to be. I love you for who you are. You can be a green alien and I will still love you.
Why do they got to be green?
Don't be racist, Ron.
Don't put that back in. That's going to be your statement. So, back to what Tremonde was saying. Do you think social media has really kind of come a long way where it's helping more than it's hurting?
I feel like
it could go
we
either
can
way.
Debate this all day long and we'd be pros and cons. And
I like that when I said Tremonde, and
you said back to what Tremonde was saying.
Yeah.
I was wanting him to answer, and he was going to answer, and then boom, you cut him off.
We like to talk. We'll let him answer now. Tremonde, you have the microphone.
God, don't be racist.
I just gave him the microphone. Just shut the fuck up, Ron.
We got him.
In the spirit of beef, man.
So I honestly think that it can go either way, and I think anything can be healthy. I think anything can be unhealthy. It's all a matter of what it is that you do with it, And like I said, social media, there are some very good pros to it, and there are some very good cons to it. As the daughter was kind of saying earlier, sometimes it can be used as a resource to have a different outlet. I know for me, watching YouTube videos of soldiers coming home and their pets seeing them for the first time, I could sit and watch that for hours.
And you'd be crying the whole time.
The entire time, And so, like I said, it's just a matter of what you do with it, because I can also look on social media and get depressed and say, okay, I'm going to get on social media, but because I'm depressed, now I'm going to go shopping. And now I'm shopping and shopping and shopping. And is that really helping my depression? No.
I think it would be. I think you've got fabulous taste in clothes.
I do too. We still need to go shopping. I'm just saying.
And then you're in like credit card debt and you're more depressed about your credit card debt. That's bad.
It's okay to an extent, though. Like not credit card debt, but like
shopping
as an outlet. Because
it can be.
You work out as an outlet. I mean,
right.
Not that you're depressed. I don't know you. But it can also be, exercising can be an outlet to an extent, as long as you're not addicted to exercising, because that can also be bad.
And I think like that's the key word right there is addiction. That's the problem. It's not what the drug of choice is. It's all depending on how you are addicted to it. See, this is why we had the daughter here for that point right there.
Thank you.
So as a healthy outlet, social media, shopping, working out, the Baconator, that's never healthy. It's never going to be healthy.
I think it is.
Anyway, a Baconator is not going to be healthy.
Definitely not healthy.
You're going to eat the Baconator for like 1,700 calories for one burger and call it healthy?
What if I haven't eaten all day and that's the only meal I have?
You should not have that as your only meal.
Yeah, that shouldn't be your only meal. See, even the daughter knows that.
What if that is my only meal because of my schedule?
And you should definitely get some fries. Go all the way. Just go big, go big, go big or go home.
Supersize that. Get the big frosty.
Did you guys hear the Ron slide in martial arts in there?
I did.
Yes, we did. We decided to ignore it.
Wow.
So, and on that note, I think we should probably wrap it up that Ron is a martial artist.
And racist.
And racist.
No. Now, let's talk about that, right? That's the dark side of social media, right? Because when we say something like that and it goes off the deep end, how many people will hear all the good that you've done? I think we've discussed this before, versus that one thing that you've done bad, right? Now, being a community leader, right, and working in the community, everybody knows who I am, and no one would suspect or even harbor the thought of me being racist.
And that's why it's funny and it's not true. So
we just like to make fun
of you because you get all defensive about it.
Exactly. That's the joy.
That is my outlet, and I enjoy it, just like the daughter said.
That's fair. I like this outlet, actually.
But you go back to that, and it's like, we've got friends in social media doing all these protests, right? And all of a sudden, they get caught up with people, throwing rocks and bottles and everything. And they get kind of lumped in with that. Now, I know my friends who protested aren't like that. They'd never do that. But how many people are going to associate them with that? And that's the bad negativity of social media. That really is. And that's really bad for them because it takes away from the light of what they're protesting while they're protesting, right? Trying to bring out a better change, but now they're lumped in with this crap. And, it's sort of like that. It's like saying that I'm a racist, but everybody knows I'm not, right? But now when I meet somebody, they're like, oh, I've listened to the podcast. Oh, I don't like you because you're a racist. And I'm like,
well, we can take that back to what the beef man says.
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. Go fuck yourself. Because if you don't like what we have to say, you're listening. Choose not to listen or go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. And believe what you want, just like we've said the whole time with this. Whatever is true on social media isn't always true.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So same thing.
And the only people that it only really matters to the people who are knowing that you're not racist or whatever you want to be. Like, some people could say that this Swan is a horrible person. But the only people that know that is true are the people who actually know her.
I'm pretty sure the daughter is going to be shown just how horrible I am when she's grounded from all of her social media tomorrow.
No.
You can see how quickly
that was a great joke.
It actually goes back to also Carol O'Connor. Now, do you know who Carol O'Connor is?
No.
Yeah, you guys do. If I say his character name, you'll know him.
Okay.
But he was Archie Bunker.
I hate him.
What? Yeah. But
the daughter
in real
doesn't
life,
know who that is. But anyway,
his
character is an asshole.
Yeah, in real life, he was really a nice guy, but his character was such an over-the-top, racist, bigoted person that, hopefully he never got associated with that.
So that's why it's called acting, just like what we're doing on the podcast. It's acting.
Catfishing.
There you go. We're the biggest catfish liars ever.
Definitely.
And on that note, let's say goodbye.
Adios.
And wrap it up. Oh, the daughter gets to do.
I don't know what the second word is.
It's adios, mucho facos. So feel free. Sign it out from the beef man. The little beef man. The baby swan. The baby beef man.
Adios, mooch fuckos.
Oh gosh, she actually said it. Oh, yay.
We'll say bye from the swan.
Deuces.
Hey, from the Rons. Be good to yourselves.